Hi, I'm Jack Draper. Shout out to QualityShot Tennis.
All right. Well, folks, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wild West Tennis Podcast, brought to you by QualityShot Tennis. And this is a different situation for me. I'm talking to a tennis coach that's still actively on the tour, and his name is Julian Vespan. He is almost my age, but he's actually a year younger. So he's 29. I think he'll be 30 next August. Amazing. Tennis will do that to you. So, Julian, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, welcome. I'm so happy to be here with you again.
Yeah, well, you aren't here with me, but you are, because you're in Mexico. Please tell us where you are in Mexico and why.
Okay. I'm here for the WTA tennis tournament in Monterrey, and I'm working with, I help the girl from Romania. It's Gabriela Ruse. She was playing here, and she passed the quali and beat the Italian one, Giorgi Camila. And yesterday she lost a tough match with Mertens. That we know about her. That she's is very good. She was top 10, I think. And she still, she have to improve my player to beat these kind of players.
Well, let's first congratulate your player on beating Giorgi, who just came off winning a title last week.
Merida.
Yeah, a little, in the Yucatan, close to Cancun. So, you look at the draw and you think, oh, boy, great. She's got to play the most confident player in the draw.
Right.
And
she was very like because they played before in Chicago. Mm-hmm. So she was very like how you say very positive about this match, that she's gonna do it like again, because she knows how she's playing, and like not too much rhythm, and her she likes, because a little bit more mistakes than usual.
Like, but you know how it is when they're on a roll. When I saw the draw for you, I was like, well, great. Your player has confidence getting through qualies. But Giorgi just won the tournament. And by the way, folks, double bageled Sloane Stephens.
Right. I know.
Did you see that match against Sloane?
No, I didn't see match. I saw the result, because after, when I saw that she's supposed playing with Camila, I look at the results and I see, wow. Oof. I don't know, maybe what's happened, something with Stephens, but I don't know, like really what's happened.
It may be the seafood bagels, and she had two of them. And that's what happens. You get a double bagel. I don't know. I mean, what do I know? I've been to Cancun, and I've had plenty of bagels, plenty of seafood, and I've lost plenty of matches. Definitely had my double bagels. But for Sloane, it's odd. I give her credit. If she was sick and feeling ill, she finished the match. That's nice. Because I don't think she's a player that would tank, right?
No, I think it's happened something, because I don't believe that can be like 6-0, 6-0 Sloane to lose to Giorgi first. And second, Sloane, it's always like this, like she plays some tournaments good, and then after, like she doesn't care too much. When it's important a little bit, like she care and she's working, but then after, like when small tournaments, like let's say for her, small tournaments, 250, she doesn't go maybe too strong, like, mentally.
Julian, I couldn't agree more. She's one of the more, to me, confusing, perplexing, and frustrating players because of what you just said. Because when she gets on that nice roll, Sloane, she won't lose. And when she gets the roll, look out.
Right. But she's one that it's always when you play against her, you don't know what's happening, because if you are not 100%, you for sure, like if she's playing, you lose, or maybe you win. You don't know. You never know. You go, and depends on her. The mood, what's the mood that she have, like it's a little bit her style. It's but it's tough to play against her.
She would be a player, and I don't do this because I've entered fantasy draws. I would never want to bet on her. I would be so nervous betting on
No,
Sloane.
no. You don't know if she's winning or not. You can put like 50-50, even 50-50 sometimes.
Yeah,
You
it's
can say, like
crazy.
she's winning 10%, like you say, okay, 10% she's winning, but 90% she's losing, and then it can be different.
If she went and didn't lose a match for the next 2 months, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. But I
That's
don't
why
think
she's
so, because
so.
in Indian Wells, Miami, like nowadays it's coming. I think for sure she's doing something. She's something. She's like this.
And I think she's misunderstood. And I think, to be fair, because you know her talent as a coach, I think that's why they get so mad. I was making a joke about betting, and I can't do it. You can't either, because when we get credentialed, it's not allowed. But they give her. I think people that don't know the tennis get angry with her because they can't understand how can it be with this talent, these results that are so inconsistent and unexplainable.
But because it's inconsistent, and it's coming for like how, like the constant, like what you do every day. If you have to do every day like the same things and the same routine and the same rules and the same, you have to go early to sleep, you have to eat in a certain food, practicing, like you have to go like to practice to do every day, like almost these 4 or 5 hours a day with gym, with practice and the court and mental everything, that if you don't do this after, you cannot be consistent, like, and also in the matches, because who's consistent, who's working every day.
It's what you're talking about, that routine. It's like that popular movie with Bill Murray. It was called Groundhog Day, and every day he woke up and he had to relive the same day.
Yeah,
that's what Novak does.
Yes, everybody who is they have this constant things. Like example, like I love very how she's playing in Madison Keys. Madison Keys, it's amazing also, but the same things. The routine and everything. She's not like that. That's why she have the talent, unbelievable. Like for me, she have to be number one, number two in the world. The way how she's doing for a long time. Like I remember, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and it was.
And they played in, was it the 2017 U.S. Open Finals, Sloane and Keys, and Keys didn't show up that day and got smoked.
No. It was mental a little bit because of that, because it's Florida.
And, it's funny. I think of Sloane Keys the same way, because of the talent, and I like the size, the movement. I like the positive. I don't know her, but she's always smiling, seems nice.
Right.
And congratulations! I heard she got engaged to another tennis player.
Who?
Keys, or I saw that
on
social media.
No, I don't know about the Keys. I know about the tennis, but her life.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe she didn't. I thought I saw a post where she got engaged to Fred Tangelo, but I could be wrong. I don't want to. Boy, that would be a bad thing to be wrong about. But either way, the feeling is, it's interesting with those players. You've worked with, first, you started coaching the men.
Yes.
And we talked earlier, before we went on camera, we talked about some of the men that you had worked with in the 90s. One of them was the left-handed Moroccan player.
Right.
How did you end up because you're Romanian, aren't you not?
I'm Romanian, and I was playing before, and then when I was young, I moved to Italy to practice there, and in one academy. And he was there, like Alberto Castellani, that everybody knows, I think, on a tour, and it's very well known, and it's still 72 years old, and is still traveling with the players, and is doing like courses, mental courses. So I was there, and then after, like, I start my career there. I was study, and then after, like, I see that my level, like, I cannot be that far to be top 100, and then I say, okay, I'm gonna stop, and I start coaching.
At what age, Julian, did you decide to stop? And you thought,
I
okay,
started,
I gave a
I
good.
was like 90, like I think 94, 93,
Okay.
94, and but at the same time in Italy, like I was working on with the kids. I work with the kids, and at the same time I was practicing, and
Yes.
it was like many players there, very good players in this academy. So I was helping and practicing at the same time, and I work with the kids. A lot of courses with the kids is like I love it. I have like 120 kids, and this time when I was young, so I was
Yeah.
working non-stop from the morning until night, and then after
Right.
like I was studying, and step by step, then after like I see myself more to help the people, like to help players and to help the people, like in general, like a human being. It's not because of tennis, but with tennis you help them in a life. So it was not just tennis, it was everything.
Yeah. Yes. It's what they in English would say call a humanistic approach. Um,
Right,
and
right.
the psychology and in all parts of the tennis. Um, and then so at that point you're in your mid 20s. When did you decide to leave? Would you call it an academy? Where
Yeah.
this?
Well, I was in an academy, and then after I decided to work together with Alberto Castellani, with him. So
Okay.
because the kids, everybody, I see that they love me and they want to be around me, and then they want me to be in a court with them. So I realized that it's okay. It's was like kind of easy for me to have a kind of relation with the players, and I understand them and what they need, because everyone, you cannot work with everyone the same. You have to understand what they want and how you can help them to be better and improve, not just in one way. It was no system like for me. It was like the way how they are, and to get better. So it was a kind of let's say easy, all these things. And I see that the players, they want me to go with them, to be with them, to practice, and I start learning with them, being with them, like be with all the times, to be with the physic trainer, physio, and I was very passionate of this, to learn and to help them. I was doing more for them, like to me to improve myself for them, not improve for myself. It was
Sure.
improve to help them,
Sure.
and every player is different.
It's a nice feeling to wake up loving what you do.
Yeah,
Now,
I love it because I saw the progress, I saw the relations, I saw the interact with them, like and also when I was going and start to be in a tour, like to coaching, and the relation, let's say, not just on the court, outside the court, was very nice. It was like like a friendship, like like was very easy.
yeah,
So
it,
I
it,
and it
it,
was
it,
also come the results. When you have results, also like after, it was wow, it was very nice.
yeah, it is very nice. And I don't want to jump too far ahead, but uh, when we were talking about um, the Moroccan Arazi, the lefty,
Yeah,
I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit into it. I think '99 was when he had the great result at the
yeah,
Australian Open. Is that
quarterfinal. Yeah.
what was your? How did you start working with Arazi?
No,
Hiking? How did that?
Arazi was coming in Italy, and was like coming, like to practice all, because he was also Karim Alami, and they coming to practice because we have so many, and this time we have so many players, and an academy, and they practice there, and we do the season, like pre-season, for like we start in November, and we have like 8 weeks to practice, like to do the everything, physic trainer, physio all day. So we start to to let's say to ask me, like if I can stay more with him. So in a court, and this time I went I remember I go in Doha, because it was Doha before Australia, and I was going with 5 players.
Sure, sure.
Was 5 players that we going to Doha.
Right
Someone
now,
was
let me, Julian, really quick. This is sort of unusual. You're talking about, and especially when a team isn't in the Davis Cup. you had an off season and they don't make it to year-end championship, you could have a training off season for November and December back then.
Yes, October, like 15th of October, we started.
Yeah, and you get to build that. Doha, I've been there, and it was when I would go. It would be the first week of January, like the as a lead in 250 now, and so you went there with both the Moroccan players, or
no?
just
I was with Isham Arazi. Was also Karim Alami. Was Adrian Voinea.
Okay.
I was also coaching in this time. Like then after was three guys that were like around 200 that they play in qualies. So all of us were going, and it was me and Alberto. And then after from there, we going to Australian Open, because Australian Open and Isham and Adrian were in a main draw, but the other three, they play the qualies.
Okay, but then I when I went to Doha, I saw that I think Arazi won Doha one year, maybe lost in the final.
Yeah, no, it's.
Or am I thinking of
Elena-Gabriela? In the final, and Karim Alami beat Sampras there.
Yep, yeah. Oh, that made big news. They were not real happy with Pete losing early.
Yeah, the first round was.
In those days, and they still at a 250, they can pay large guarantee money.
Yeah.
You'll make a lot more money on the guarantee than winning.
Guarantees, yes. It was
and everybody does it. They don't do it to necessarily. You have a lot of reasons. You'll see a player like Pete Sampras enter a 250 because he might be coming back from an injury. He needs, or like when Novak, I think it was in 2020 or 21. The year he won the French, the year he won the French, he needed more matches on clay, so he played a 250 for his Roland Garros preparation. It wasn't for the money, the guarantee money. They sometimes need more matches on a surface to prepare for a major.
Like because Agassi also like he won Rome, but sometimes he was going to Rome just for the, to be in the clay. But
exactly,
too much.
That's the thing about the 250s, the Dohas. Yes, they can. There's no limit. They can pay a guy $5. There's no limit to what they can pay a guy to show up in that loss that Pete had out there. He got a lot of bad press for it, but that's the way it goes. You can lose to anybody anytime, even back in the 90s. Talk about that 1999 Australian Open when you were with what was that like?
Yeah.
What was that like that year with him? And it was 99, right? It's the Australian.
99 or 98, I think. 99 or 98. I don't remember, but he was
98. I think it was Korda and Rios in the final.
I think in this year.
99.
No, it was Sampras. It was Sampras.
Was it Sampras?
It's I think 19. I don't remember 98 or 99. I don't remember what.
I think Pete got it in 99, but it's okay either way.
It's okay. Enough. Doesn't matter.
And
he was like how you say, and this year like with Isham was very funny because in the beginning before to start he didn't feel so well like in a court, and always him it's kind of the character a little bit like if it doesn't work like what he's doing and training how he wants, and he get fast angry, and this time so we have like kind of how you say, okay, Isham, I will leave because why I have to stay here? Because the other guys, 3 guys, they lose. Okay, they lost in a qualies. So I said I'm leaving with them. Why I have to stay here? So on the day that I decided to go, because in this year Adrian Voinea, he was sick, he couldn't play because he have a fever and everything, and so it was just Isham. So I said, Isham, I'm leaving. It's okay because why? Which sense to stay? And he said, please, I have to stay. Like trust me, like I'm gonna do well, and So I decided to stay, and then after like every match was like really like unbelievable. I don't know the energy, how positive he was. Like he have cramps with, I don't remember, like with the Argentinian guy that he was top 20, and he had cramps and couldn't play, and in the end he finished the match and he win. So then after he beat Philippoussis after the match point. So he was like kind of everything was coming, this energy and this relation, it was growing like very very nice, like we are like kind of even now like we are talking and we're friends, very good friends now. So we're talking about these matches, about his life, and to he tell me like the last time now, like let's say 6 months ago, he said to me, if I listen to you more, I was top 20, top 10, but just like this I was like going top 20. So like relation that is very nice.
Yeah. Well, let's and then at what point did you start working? Maybe you were doing both with ATP and WTA players. The time I met you, you were working with Klibanova, the Russian player.
Right.
And that would have been what, 2007?
Yeah, I don't remember the years. I'm very
I
bad.
can't either.
Yes, with Alisa, I start when I had an academy in Italy. So she didn't have a place to practice. So because of Sergei, that they won, they have the same age and they play how you say, the double championship in Russia. And he asked me if this girl, she can come to practice here. And I say, okay, like I didn't have like this, to coach a woman tennis.
Had you been off the tour for a while, traveling and just working at the academy?
Yes.
Before Klibanova.
No, I was traveling.
You stayed with the guys.
I was traveling non-stop.
So you didn't stop.
No, I stopped like after Alisa, she have a cancer, and
no. But before, I want to get to that part. What I'm saying is, around the time I met you was after you had worked with with the Ruse, and but you became very well known to me and many others, because here's this Klibanova who she was like Davenport. I mean, she crushed it. And a tall girl, a strong woman, but very, very nice. But who is the Klibanova? Who's Klibanova? She's came out of nowhere to the Americans.
Yeah, it was Klibanova. Klibanova, she was the people, they don't know like her story when she was young, but when she was young, she was very good. Like when she was 13, was number top 10 juniors. She won doubles like juniors Wimbledon. So she and then after she stopped for 2 years, she didn't play anymore. So when she came to me and to the academy, and I saw her when she was 16 and a half, something like that. I said, let's go on the court. And believe me, I never watched the women tennis. Okay, on TV, when he was playing Graf, Navratilova, or like they're like, okay, I watched, but not. I didn't go to the tennis court to see real. So when I see Alisa hitting so strong, I said, okay, Alisa, let me work with you a little bit.
Had you ever seen somebody hit like that?
No, I didn't see the girls hit like that. Like just Serena and Venus. I remember Serena and Venus and Roland Garros in Paris. They practicing and they hit so strong, and everybody was stopping and watching them.
Yeah.
So I see Alisa the same, because I have this imagine, and I see Alisa the same, and she was hitting so strong, and I have a huge basket also, and I go and then never stop, and always in the court and like full power. And I said to the others, I say, okay, now Alisa, let's sit. We're gonna work together. I'm gonna help you. Straight. I said, you have to be. And I said to everyone, I said, this girl is gonna be, I said, the best in the world. So I work with her. I leave the academy. I leave everything. So I go with her. So then after, this is the story.
And
Then after,
that's a pretty big. What I like about that, you're showing her your commitment.
yeah,
You're showing her the commitment that you're going to leave all the other. You're going to leave the academy, the other players, to focus solely on her. That must have given her a lot of confidence.
yes, because the players normally they lose the confidence. They because the women especially also how they look, and like what they
Mhm.
have to do, and the people that maybe they don't appreciate what they're doing. And Alisa, she was doing everything. She was the best. I think she was the best player and human being to do something. Like she was doing tennis 100%, no doubts. So I give her like a lot of confidence. I remember like all the time she said, like I said to her something. I think you don't do well in this, and her straight away, let's go work. So she was very motivated, and I think that if it was not happen cancer, she was number one or number two in the world. Like also Richard, the father of Serena and Venus, and he told me he's gonna be they're gonna beat my daughters. She was gonna beat my daughters one day for sure. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
so
So yeah,
also
tell the listeners about how she got sick, and I you said it was cancer. I can't remember what kind of what specifically, because her results were. I mean, was she top 20 at
top
that
20,
point?
yeah, top 20 when she was 21 years old.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I imagine she's getting tired. What happens in her
It's happened
case?
that years before, like when she was 19, 20, something like that, start to be tired, like like she's practicing, let's say 4 or 5 days, and then after she need 2 days recover. She was sleeping like 14 hours, and and I was thinking there's something strange. And always she have problems with the lungs, like
The
always like
breathing.
and no, I was taking antibiotics for 1 week, and after
Oh,
straight from antibiotics was playing tournaments, because she was. You need to play tournaments. It doesn't matter what you do, because she was practicing so much before. Then after 1 week, stay in bed, and I remember that he was in Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, stay 1 day, 1 week in bed, and then after come and beat in top 10. So she was like very, like like very strong, but in the same time, to make in 1 year, she had like they said that she have what is the name, um she was very sick and take antibiotics 9 times in let's say in 6 months. So I said, let's do some
like test.
yeah, the exams to see what's happening, and no
Sure.
one finds nothing.
Hmm.
No one find nothing until when it's happened in 2000, when she was 21, and I found out in Italy that she have a cancer, and then it's happened everything in Roland Garros, because I didn't say nothing to her. I was not sure, because the doctor in Italy, they told me that she have a cancer, and then after in Paris we did all the exams, and I have to tell her that she have cancer. And her reaction was very funny, because funny, like because I have to tell her, Lisa, you know that you have cancer, so what we're gonna do. And when I said, I was a little bit shaking, and Alisa looked at me and then I said, like, watch me, and they say, like, what we have to do now. So me, I have already the plan, and I said, like, we have to go here, 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 and we have to go in Italy to treat the cancer and everything, because the parents was in Russian, so in this time it was not easy to have visa to travel. So I took her in Italy, and the doctors, they help her so much, like to do everything.
But when you said, to some of the listeners that may not remember her, when you said funny, she was a funny person. She had a good sense of humor.
Yeah,
She was one of the players that you could actually talk to as a journalist, and she wouldn't mind to sit down and like the three of us might have a lunch at Indian Wells, and we
right.
wouldn't talk about tennis.
No,
We
no, but
wouldn't talk
it's
about tennis. We'd talk about other. We just make jokes. I mean, who cares?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to be like, well, okay, so what are you guys working on? You got, Miami next week. Yeah, of course. Then the clay court season. No, screw that. I mean, that's for the press conference, right?
Yeah. No,
So
she never.
with us, she was a clown. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
a clowny, funny
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. It was
So-
always funny because all the times we make a joke, we're laughing, and then after when it was serious, but then after like you go out from the tennis and you finish your day, and then after like we talk about other things, like, and and at the end it was also like family. Was a friendship because
Yeah.
her, she was talking about her relations, me about my relations, like about other things that is nothing with tennis, like it's not just tennis.
Yeah.
I said like I'm tired of tennis, and also the same. I was the same like her. Like when I go out from the tennis court, I didn't want to have like players or coaches around me to talk about tennis, what's happening, and like frustration because all the times you're in a hotels. I didn't want to hear this. I wanted to have friends from. That's why I survived maybe many years because I want to have friends from the local friends from the way, but from let's say I'm going to Miami, I want to friends there. I go to Australia, I have so many friends in Australia, but local, not to coaches and players, and to be in the same routine and the same thoughts and about tennis, because otherwise we get a little bit
well, it becomes boring because
boring.
I
Yeah.
remember one of the things that I learned early on from Andy Roddick. And it was the first year I think it was Roddick, and I saw him at maybe it was like Indian Wells where they have like like that taste of tennis or somewhere where it's a social thing, right?
Right.
And you're interacting, and I'm asking him about his next match, and he's like, "Dude, I like you, but I don't know if you're a good dude. But I'm not gonna like you if you keep talking to me like we're at work. This is supposed to be fun. So you seem like a good dude, but I don't think I'm gonna like you if you keep talking to me like we're at work when we're at the Taste of Tennis." And it hurt my feelings at first. I thought, oh God, he doesn't like me. And I thought, no, he does. He cares enough to say, stop working.
Right.
He's not working. I'm not working. So stop talking about work. Just talk about what's interesting.
Right.
This is good shrimp, or this is a nice cocktail, whatever. That was what she and you, us, that's what it was like in those times.
Yeah, that's why like we always I get attached to people that they don't ask me about tennis. Like I tell you the truth, because you work all day and then after you don't want to talk about it. Like you have a little bit like the mind to be a little bit out from what you're doing, and the stress, because it's a lot of stress. Tennis give you a lot of stress, competition.
Yeah, and it's awkward, and it's not natural. You can't form a friendship if it's always based on oh great, this guy just wants to talk to me because he wants information on my player or my academy. He doesn't want information on me as a human.
Right.
It's just not natural, not a natural way to be. And that was one of the best lessons I learned early from Roddick, and it's important. And Klibanova was the same way. And I remember I used to call her Klibanova because I liked the way it sounded.
Yeah.
And I introduced her to other American journalists. I'm like, this is she's a fun one. Nope. Look, Dementieva was great, but she wasn't a barrel of laughs. And Svetlana, she was fun, but some of the Russian players could be a little quiet, or at least they didn't get the American humor. But I'm like, Klibanova, I'm like, guys, just talk to her, but you don't have to always ask her about tennis. You can bullshit with Klibanova. And you could.
Yeah, it's true.
She was a great quote, and that helped. And the thing is, I think that why Klibanova was popular with the American press was because she had the smile. She always smiled.
Yeah. She was. I believe that she's gonna, if she keep going, happen with the cancer for sure. She was one of the best players, and also the humor that she had. That everybody likes her, and the way how she was playing also, because it was a little kind of strange and moving the head, like how she was playing, and different than the normal the other players. So
Klibanova is one of those players. Yeah, I would tell people, if you're coming to the tennis, you don't know tennis, find out where she's playing, because this is different. What do you mean? I'm like, you'll find out.
Yeah,
this is not what you're going to normally get. She'll at that time she was winning more than losing. She's good. I'm like, but the whole thing's different. And I'm like, just trust me on that. And they're like, you're right. Because a lot of players in those days, especially a lot of the Russians, were cookie cutter. There's a very similar, and that can still be the case. People love that variety, but Klibanova, you would be able to explain it better than I could. It was different.
the bacon under the she was hitting under the ball, and then after the forehand, moving the head, everything was different. And then after also the body and everything, but the power that she have, when she was playing, was completely and she knows, she all the time she knew what she is doing on the court.
Mm-hmm.
That's she never give up, never give up. Also in the match.
Yeah, sure.
I love it because everybody, when they're losing the match, they put a little bit drama. They are for 3 days they don't talk, or they they don't want to play. They lose the confidence. Still, when they lose to someone that it's let's say in the ranking, it's a little bit not the same ranking. I have a player top 20 and lose to one, it's 100, and they start to say, because I lose the confidence. And Alisa, she was for let's say half an hour, and I said, we talk. And I said, Alisa, it's okay, no problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna work on this. It's fine. Yeah. Nothing happened. And then after she started laughing, it's okay.
I think Klibanova had good self-esteem, generally speaking, which is why she probably was able to deal with getting such a bad, getting that information, having the cancer.
But I'm telling you, also the cancer
power, right?
But also the cancer, she was laughing. I was doing with her all the tests, which protocol the chemo she's doing and everything.
Yeah,
and she was laughing. And he was happy, it's okay. I do it, and I go, and then I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, you do a good imitation of her voice and the way she speaks. You're like, sounds just like the way she would speak. Yeah. What is she doing now? I think you said she's in Boca.
She's in Boca, and she's working in an academy. It's a one tennis academy. And a little bit he's doing 4 hours, 5 hours a day, and then now I can't say, but maybe she doesn't like. Maybe she's gonna have a kid.
Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, she's happy. She have a very nice boyfriend, very nice relation, and she's what she wants.
Beautiful, yeah.
That's
exciting, and gosh, I guess she would now be she would be in her 32?
She's 89. She's 30.
She's 89? That's a record.
Yeah, she's
she's born in 89.
Born in 99, and so she's gonna be 34.
34. Sorry, I'm terrible at math and the rest
Yeah.
of it. So, but I said 32, so that's round up and good for her. So that's a nice schedule, and Boca's as you know, a beautiful place to live.
Yeah, she's very happy. Like she enjoy it, and she have a nice house, and like I'm. It's like I feel like a family with them. It's like the boyfriend is very nice. Like I love him.
Yeah.
Like I love him also because he take care of Alisa. Like
Yeah.
and they are very good together. Very good together.
Yeah, it's a family. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. Just to stay current, because this podcast is about tennis in the Americas. The player you're working with now is a Romanian. And am I going to pronounce it wrong? Is it Ruse? Ruse?
It's no. Everybody say Rus. She doesn't like them when they say Rus because they are another girl, Arancha Rus. That she's from.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Yep. Okay.
So sometimes they do a mistake because the Ruse, but in Romanian it's Ruse.
Ruse. Okay.
I think in English I don't know how you pronounce, but Ruse.
RUSE, and I think Arancha is that with an X. RUX. Wow, who cares? You gave me the lesson. It's Ruse.
Yeah, Ruse.
Like a rose, but Ruse.
Right.
And good result for her getting out of qualities, like we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, beating the Italian who had just come off a title, Camelia Giorgi. So that's nice. Got to the doubles semifinals, and I saw today there was a walkover. So I'm not sure if it's her or her partner, but you'll be going to Indian Wells, I imagine.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, we're going tomorrow morning. We're flying because on Monday she have to play quali.
Qualies, wow.
Yeah,
isn't that interesting?
I mean, Indian Wells and double like with the costume because they did the semifinal and then outside open. So she's maybe 40 or something like this in double. And she was last year she was top 50 in single.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the result. You took her from when you started with her. She was around 250 in the world.
Yeah, something
jumping
like that.
200 spots, folks. That's hard. That's the equivalent.
Yeah, I did it. I did it with many players, and it was I cannot say that it was hard because if you have the player that you see the spot, like in the beginning I didn't see. She came to me and she was a little bit lost, and I look at to her and I said like I'm gonna work with her. I'm not gonna work with her. What I gonna say. I don't want to you don't know because she came to me with the mom, and then it was very nice because they said I follow you for many years and I couldn't find you. I couldn't reach you because all the times you're like traveling and the last part I was working also with a Chinese girl. I was a little bit in China. Was Wang Yafan that she was the same things. It was 200 and then after become top 50.
Yeah.
So
was it a Romanian connection that helped, or that didn't have anything to do with it?
No, no, nothing. No connection is like
just results that you achieved as a coach.
Yeah, but her because she knows me. She knew me for a long time when she was a junior.
Okay.
But I didn't have this to go back to Romania to live in Romania, and so I said so
you were mainly in Italy.
I was in Italy, and then after I was in Florida. I have residency in Florida.
Okay.
So in the last years, I was more in Florida, and then in Romania, I didn't go often. I go to my parents, and I stay there, like let's say holiday, but not much.
Right.
So also when Simona Halep, long
never
time
heard
ago,
of her. Has she won any Grand Slams?
Simona Halep?
Yeah. She ever won Wimbledon or beat?
2. She won Wimbledon and
did she ever beat Serena?
Yeah, she beat Serena in Wimbledon final.
Oh, okay. I thought she sounded familiar. So
yeah.
Okay.
Simona Halep, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I know who she is. Sure.
Okay, so on this time, like when I was in Florida, I have players that they want me to go in Romania to coach, and
Right.
because they don't want to travel, like they want to be home. So I said, no, I don't want, because I don't want to go there, and then my life is here, and
Yeah.
like I love to be freedom to live whatever I want or what I feel, like. So then it's happened that I was in Romania, and she came to me, and then I said, okay, we start. And in the beginning was very tough for me, I think, and I think for her, because she didn't used to work. Like I have to go very slow with her. Like if let's say
Interesting.
1 week, yeah, she didn't, because there she was like 200, but it didn't work. Like was
Yeah.
working 2 hours a day, so we
What did,
cannot.
what did so were you like shocked or just
Yeah, I was no,
like
I was watching, and I
it would
say,
make me put my glasses on and say, what are we looking at here? Like
yeah. It was like that. I
yeah.
swear, I was like this. I say, what I gonna do? So I
Yeah,
have
what are you
a
gonna
wife that
do?
is helping me to, because I have more kids there, and a little bit kind of academy. And then I said, well, it's tough for me to work with her. I don't know what is gonna happen. But her,
Hmm.
she was very motivated, and she really wanted to work with me. And I saw her eyes, and said, please help me.
Yeah.
So like, and then after, like I see her like improving, also like kind of trust.
Yeah.
She was trusting me. She started to trust it. She start to to do things. So I like it. Like I like it because she's a very nice girl. Gabriela, she's very nice girl. Very, I well,
Like
relation.
Alicia or different nice, like not as silly, more
No,
sweet.
it's different, because it's different character, it's different personality, it's different tennis, it's different the culture is different. So,
Yeah, it's true.
but kind of it's different, but nice and different way.
Yeah. Still
Alisa,
like right, exactly.
she was different, because Alisa didn't have a parents with her, so I was
Yeah.
just responsible for her. So was not parents involved. With Gabriela, it's also parents involved. Many
Yeah, you're
people
wearing a couple
around
different
her,
hats there.
many people around her, so it's a little bit different. But uh, in the end, we have a good relation. Like she trusts me, I trust her. Like she's doing things. And after that year that she was top 50, and all the time she said to me, thank you, appreciate it, and all the work that we do together. And then after, like, was a little bit injured,
Yeah.
lost a little bit, like, the ranking, and now she's pushing herself, but she doesn't have any more pressure. Now she enjoyed play tennis, so that's why I like now more than before, because I saw her enjoy it.
Yeah.
When you see people happy, you make you happy, and then you see also the not the results, the progress, because now she's playing much better than 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, she's on a nice roll. Do you think she'll continue? I know she was, as we mentioned today, she played doubles this week. I don't know, is that something she does often or occasionally?
Now we focus on a single, because double she did a quarterfinal of Roland Garros and semifinal of Australian Open, and she's already top 40. Like, and then we playing like double to have matches. I want
Yeah,
her, I want her to play matches, because matches you improve.
yeah,
You improve more. Doesn't matter if you play single or double. Doesn't matter. But it's help her for her tennis to improve her level. So it's help. It's help,
so
and
yeah,
but
it's the
we
kind of
don't
thing that
play.
maybe for the grass season more so you might think, okay, it's a good idea to try to play more doubles for when we get into the grass. Just to get
Right,
used to returning serve.
right,
Um,
right. We improve the same, like what's happening with what's happening with Oliver Marach, and it was nice Oliver Marach, because he said in a players lounge that the guy that make me play doubles. So Oliver Marach, he won the master, so he won Australian Open in doubles. But when I started with him, he was like let's say around 200 ranking single.
okay,
So never play double. Never play double.
never.
when I met him. So I say, Oliver, but okay, let's go in the tournaments and we have to start playing double because it's helping you for single. So you cannot go there just for single and you don't. If you lose the first round, what you gonna do 1 week? It's better to play maybe 1-2 doubles. So you stay there here, you're practicing and you're motivated for for the next tournament. So like this we start, and then 1 year was top 100 in a single and 30 in double without never play double. And I telling you, he didn't know how to do the volleys. He was very good at the baseline.
A lot of them don't. I mean, Jack Sock. I mean,
Yeah, and then,
rip it.
Yeah.
Is a new
So
style. But so she was signed up this week in the doubles, and unfortunately, I think there was a precautionary. I can't remember if it was her partner, her that thought, you know what, there's a little bit of an injury. We don't want to go into Indian Wells.
She had a little bit like she feel a little bit the leg. She had the Gabriela. She was a little bit like also on the singles yesterday night.
Well, that's a lot having played qualies, and then those doubles. It adds up. That's a lot, and you can't go into Indian Wells. As you said, did the draw come out for qualies yet?
No, not yet, because it's
you'll be there tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow
and
after
that's,
tomorrow.
I mean, boy, talk about, is that still one of the slowest hard courts on tour? The speed.
Indian Wells.
Yes, it's still like slow.
I think now all of them they are kind of the same. Here it's slow too. It was just the center court was a little bit faster.
Okay.
But they are similar. I think the bounce in Indian Wells it's a little bit higher.
Yeah.
They
put more sand in the past. They put more sand in it.
Yeah.
The balls would fluff up, and it's dry, and it's like Guadalajara. It's got the altitude. It's a different deal.
Right.
Has she enjoyed Indian Wells in the past? Has she had a nice experience there?
But she have like one year she had how you say play qualies and lose the first round, but last year she had the COVID, and after like she had the COVID and arrived to Miami and this is what's happening because she lose the ranking because she couldn't. She had after COVID she have a problem with the heart.
Oh Christ! Yeah, that's not.
Yes, for 2-3 months she was not okay.
So don't they do like a frozen ranking still? I can't remember. Protected. How it works?
The protected ranking you have to you don't have to play 6 months.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you don't play 6 months, they give you the protect ranking. If you after 3 months you play, so she couldn't take the protect ranking because she have these things to play the big tournaments because after to be top 50 was the first year that she can play all year the big tournaments.
Yeah.
So she wanted to play even if she was injured. She wanted to go there into but
yeah, why not? I mean,
yeah.
Surface wise, what would you say she looks forward to the most? What surface is her favorite?
But she won the tournaments in 2 tournaments WTA and one in Hamburg and final in Palermo on clay court.
Okay.
But for me, I think it's much better than hard court.
Yeah,
like the way how she plays better than hard court.
Well, then you're going into a good time of the year. This is not anything that you're worried about injury wise, and you've enjoyed working together. And now let's hope that with no COVID, nothing wrong health wise, and you seem to say she's more relaxed. Could be a great spring and summer ahead of you.
I think she's gonna be like now she's out from top 100, but she's gonna be like the end of the year for sure. She's gonna be again top 100. She have a level. She have a level like she's. I can't say that that some players you see you watch them and you see that they don't have a chance to be top 100. And now the level it's more how you say, higher than before. Around 100, 200, all of the girls they playing well. Before
Yeah,
was so as well, like a little bit when Alisa was playing was different.
it was.
It
Yeah.
was different. But now it's you play with a girl that she's 120, 140, 150, 160. It's very tough matches. You never know. Like it's the same like what we say about Sloan. You don't know if you win or not. I cannot.
Well, Sloan is a
Before
unique.
Alisa was playing with 120, I was sure that she's winning. Like
But
no tough.
and Mertens, the girl that she lost to in Doha in qualies, was it Mertens?
Yeah, she lost to Mertens and she beat the girl from Tekman. Then she was 28 in the world qualies.
It's crazy.
And then after Mertens, then she's top 32.
It's such a great product. It's so great. I have to ask because she was always a player that I enjoyed from Romania, and I thought, okay, well, she can retire. She's still around, and now I'm forgetting her name. She was good at singles and doubles.
Monica Niculescu. You talk about her?
Her, but I was thinking more of she was really cute too.
Christian.
Say it again.
Sorana Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still like every once in a while, it's like she has this great result. It's like she's still playing.
Yeah, she's 40 or something.
It's amazing.
Also Alisa, if she was still playing, she was for sure playing. Look, Azarenka, they have the same age.
Yeah, Azarenka exactly.
Is top 30. But
I saw Azarenka in Acapulco, in Guadalajara. I'm like, yeah, it's like this is beautiful. And so that's why I'm sorry I forgot her name. But when Romania, I thought Sonia, or it's like Sonia Mirza, but she now retired. I love it. I love seeing these names like the Azarenkas still getting it done. Look, Australia quarterfinals.
Yes, but I think Azarenka she's become top 10.
I hope so. She's fun.
She's playing amazing. Like she's playing like I saw her like at the same intensity. It's a little bit slower, but a little bit slower than before. But
the return of serve is still awesome, man. I mean, it's so great. Well, I have to get going because I have dinner plans tonight. I have to actually make dinner. It's called Chef Boyardee. It's ravioli in a can.
Oh, okay.
And what you do, it's kind of like if you have a cat, you open this can, and it looks like cat food, and I pour it in a bowl, and I put it in the microwave. And when my girlfriend shows up, I just put on some Parmesan cheese, and she thinks I'm a genius.
Oh, okay.
As if I lived in Italy.
You like the Mexican food?
No, this isn't Mexican. It's Italian.
No, I mean in general.
Yeah. Yeah, both. Yes. But Claudio Pistolisi, a good friend of ours, the coach, he taught me that trick.
Yeah.
So, but well, look, I wish you well for the rest of the season. Do you? Well, I guess you probably won't be back in Mexico unless you start coaching on the men's tour, because this summer we have the tournament in Cabo.
Oh, okay. On your city, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I live. I'm the mayor of Cabo. Don't tell anyone; they don't know it yet. Taking over. But
you have a good facilities there.
I beg your pardon?
You have a good facilities there.
That facility. Oh, dude, that facility. They couldn't. They've only had it for 2 years. Pandemic in 21. It was closed to public and to media. It could be Indian Wells. They have the size. It's in between the party part of Cabo and then the more adult serious part. It could be just like Indian Wells Tennis Garden.
Oh, okay.
But literally, I bet if you saw pictures of Indian Wells back in, I think the first year was 2000, they could make, it's going to be the national pickleball facility for Mexico. If you saw it from a helicopter, they have so much space. They could do amazing things. They would just have to become a 500 or do something to get better players.
Wow.
Or a mixed event, that would help.
But Mexico now they have a lot of tournaments.
Mexico, think about it. You're in Monterrey. Last week the women were in Yucatan. This week the guys are in Acapulco. The women have the event, the 1,000 Guadalajara.
Right.
The 250 I mentioned in Cabo.
Whoa.
And I think I might be missing one. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's full. It's full of the tournaments, and they
tournaments.
Also juniors.
Yeah, but look at what Italy did. You could speak to this, having spent so much time in Italy. Is because of Italy having such a good challenger system? Is that why they got so many good players?
Right. More tournaments, more players we have.
Yeah, but they don't have to be 250s. They could be a 100 challenge, a future, right?
Right.
Didn't Italy just like really go for it with these events?
Yeah, because it's you start from there.
Yeah.
So when you start from there, then after it's easy to go, like, and you have these tournaments and you start like you winning there, like, because it's also about financial, because you're Italian, you play in Italy, you don't go countries and spend a lot of money.
So it's no real surprise Italy's had maybe you guys saw it coming for many years, but to me it's like, look at these guys.
They have like 15, I think around 15 top 100.
It's awesome. It's like the U.S. now. We got the guys. We've always had the women. So, but hey, look, like I said, I gotta roll. But
you have to go.
Why don't we touch base in the summer if you're available?
Yes, no problem. Like, no worries. I'm gonna be around.
Julian, no, thank you. I know you'll be around. I hope you'll be around. But anyways. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Wild West Tennis Podcast, brought to you by QualityShot Tennis, and Julian Vespan as our guest coach of Ruse.
Yes, Elena-Gabriela Ruse.
Gabriela, and she's, from what I can tell, she could have a career doing other things besides playing tennis. She's kind of the real deal. So good luck with all that, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right. Ciao,
Thank
buddy.
you very much. Bye, Brad. Thank you.
See you.
Thank
Buen
you.
viaje.
Bye-bye.
Bye.